Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Talk English. I'm your host, Michelle.
And I'm Jeremiah. Thanks for joining us. Today, we have a really practical and important topic to discuss.
That's right. We're talking about what to say at a job interview. This can be stressful in your own language and even more challenging in English.
Exactly. But don't worry, we're here to help. We'll give you some simple phrases and clear structures you can use to feel more confident and prepared.
We'll cover how to answer some of the most common interview questions, like tell me about yourself, what are your strengths and weaknesses, and more.
Ready to get started, Michelle?
Absolutely. Let's start at the beginning. Before you even walk into the interview room, what's the most important thing you should do, Jeremiah?
Preparation. You have to do your research.
Yes, that is so important. You should know about the company. What do they do? What are their values? You can usually find this on their website in the About Us section.
Right. It shows the interviewer that you are genuinely interested in them and not just any job.
Another key part of preparation is preparing your own questions to ask the interviewer.
That's a great point. What kind of questions do you think are good to ask?
You can ask things like, what does a typical day look like in this role? Or what are the biggest challenges someone in this position would face?
Those are great. It shows you're already thinking about the job itself. Okay, so we've done our research. Let's move on to the interview itself. What's the question that almost every interview starts with?
Yes, the big one. Tell me about yourself. It sounds so simple, but it can be really difficult to answer.
Right, because you don't want to talk for 10 minutes about your whole life story.
Exactly. A great way to structure your answer is the present, past, future formula.
Ooh, I like that. Present, past, future. Tell me more.
Okay, so present is about what you are doing now, your current job or what you are studying. Past is about your previous experience that is relevant to the job you are interviewing for. You should connect your past skills to this new job.
Okay, that makes sense.
And future is about why you are excited about this specific opportunity. Why do you want to work here?
Could you give us an example of how that might sound?
Of course. Let's imagine I'm applying for a marketing job. I could say, well, I'm currently a marketing assistant at a small tech company where I manage social media. That's the present. Before that, I worked in customer service for 2 years, which really helped me understand what customers want. That's the past. I'm really looking to grow in digital marketing, and I've been so impressed by your company's campaigns, which is why I was excited to apply for this role. And that's the future.
That's perfect. It's short, professional, and directly answers the question in a way that is relevant to the job.
Exactly. Now, what about another classic question? What are your greatest strengths?
This one can feel a bit awkward. It feels like you're bragging or boasting about yourself.
It can. The key is to be confident, but also to give a specific example. Don't just say, I am very organized.
Right. You need to prove it.
Yes, you could say something like, I'm very organized. In my last role, I created a new digital filing system that helped our team find documents 30% faster.
Using a number or a specific result is a great idea. It makes your strength much more real and impressive.
Okay, so if we talk about strengths, we also have to talk about the opposite. The question everyone hates, what is your greatest weakness?
The worst. It feels like a trap. You have to say something, but you don't want it to be something that makes them not want to hire you.
Definitely. And please, for our listeners, do not use the classic answer, my biggest weakness is that I'm a perfectionist.
Right. Everyone has heard that one before. So what should you do instead?
A better approach is to choose a real but not essential weakness and then explain how you are working to improve it. It shows you are self-aware.
Yeah, that's a good quality.
In the past, I sometimes struggled with public speaking. It made me nervous. However, over the last year, I joined a club to practice presenting, and I've become much more comfortable. I even volunteered to lead our last team meeting.
That's a fantastic answer. It's honest, it shows you take initiative to get better, and you end on a positive note.
Exactly. It turns a negative into a positive. Okay, let's move on to another very important question. Why do you want this job?
And your answer can't just be because I need a job.
Right. This is where your research about the company becomes so useful. You want to connect your personal goals with the company's goals.
So you should mention something specific about the company.
Yes. For example, I have always admired this company's commitment to sustainability. I am very passionate about protecting the environment, and I believe my skills in project management would be perfect for helping your team with its green initiatives.
That's a powerful answer. It shows you share their values.
Okay, so let's fast forward to the end of the interview. The manager looks at you and says the final question. Do you have any questions for us? Speaking of values, many interviewers want to understand how you act in certain situations. They ask what are often called behavioral questions.
And the only correct answer to this is yes, right?
Absolutely, 100% yes. If you say no, it can make you seem uninterested.
This goes back to our preparation at the beginning. You should have 2 or 3 questions ready. We mentioned some good ones earlier.
We did. Asking about a typical day is always a good one. Another great question is, what does success look like in this role in the first 3 months?
I love that one. It shows that you want to be successful and do a good job right away.
It does. It leaves a very strong, positive final impression.
Wow, this has been so helpful, Michelle. I feel more confident already, and I don't even have an interview scheduled.
I'm glad. It really all comes down to being prepared. Let's do a very quick recap of our main points.
Sounds good. First, do your research on the company before you go.
Second, practice your answers to common questions using simple structures like the present, past, future formula for tell me about yourself.
Third, when talking about strengths and weaknesses, use specific examples and show how you are always learning and improving.
And finally, always have some thoughtful questions to ask them at the end of the interview.
Great summary. And remember, it's okay to be nervous. The interviewers expect that. Just take a deep breath, speak clearly, and be yourself.
That's wonderful advice, Jeremiah. Well, that's all the time we have for today's episode of Let's Talk English.
We hope you found it helpful. Join us next time for another topic to help you on your English learning journey.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye now.